Welcome to the Circus of Wayward Wonders. Welcome to Roll for Combat, Three-Ring Adventure.
Hey everyone, welcome to Roll for Combat 3-Ring Adventure. I'm your GM and host, Stephen Glicker, and in this week's episode, the gang find out the sordid history of Kerrick Grange and their host, who's being haunted. So a couple of quick things. First up, by the time you listen to this, the RPG Superstar Contest 2021 should be starting up again. That's right, we're starting it up. Oh my god, why are we doing this? I don't know. I'm insane. That's right, the brand new RPG Superstar 2021 contest. Very similar to the last one, where you two have to make a monster for Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and it will be judged, and it will go into another book. This time it would be the Battle Zoo Bestiary, Strange and Unusual. That will be our next book in the Battle Zoo Bestiary series. But this time we've upped it. We're allowing more winners than ever before. And, well, as you can hear, we added a category. That's right, Strange and Unusual. Last time we just said, okay, anyone make any monster of any type. Now we have a theme, and the theme is Strange and Unusual. What does that mean exactly? I don't know. It's whatever you consider strange and unusual. What you think will fit into that theme, and what the judges think will fit into that theme, and what the public thinks will fit into that theme. Basically, if it's strange and unusual, and it's a monster, you should be good to go. So, there you go. Now, how does it work? It works very similar to the way the last contest works. You can submit up to 3 monsters, and then those will be judged by the public, and then they will be judged by professional game developers. And if you submit a great winning monster, well then congratulations. You've won, you'll get paid, you'll get put into the next bestiary book, and well, hopefully it'll help you on your career to becoming a game developer. Or maybe you just like, having your name in lights and inside of the Battle Zoo bestiary books, which is, no small thing for itself. So where do you enter this contest? Very easy. Just go to rpgsuperstar.com. That's it. rpgsuperstar.com, and you too can enter the contest. And it'll be going at least for the entire month of October, the strange and unusual month. And then, of course, don't forget, this is it. This is the final week for the Kickstarter. So if you want to get the Battle Zoo Bestiary and the Jewel of the Indigo Isles, and play one of 44. That's right, 44 different dragons. I have seen what Mark has started to write, and it is incredible. It is really, really cool. He has really been thinking about this. You can play dragon. It is going to be great. So we got dragons galore. We got an adventure path that now goes up to level 11. 11. It goes to 11. The adventure path is turning out great. I've already started on making maps. We have a lot of characters drawn up. I'm starting to get manuscripts. It is flying forward. And we keep adding more things. I added more things to the VTT for Foundry. We added 44 pages of lore to the Dragon book. We've added new minis. That's right, minis that you can get in the Kickstarter. I've added a cloth map. We're going to be adding familiars written by Linda Zayas Palmer and Miss Leshy herself. She's adding crazy, crazy familiars to the game. We're adding way more ancestries, backgrounds, archetypes. This thing is exploding. It's the last week, so we are really going bonkers. So this is it. You got until October 1st. That's it. That's the last day that you two can get in the Kickstarter. You will be able to buy the books in the PDF afterwards. They're going to be more expensive, and you probably, want to get it now. You'll get it right away. You'll get it as soon as it comes out if you do it this way. Otherwise, you'll have to buy them, and you'll pay more. And you won't get all the cool things like free digital assets and stickers and other cool things that you can't get anywhere else. Anyhow, look for that. Just go to, well, actually, I changed it. Just go to battlezoo.com. That's right, battlezoo.com. That's it. You go right to battlezoo.com, and you too can enter into the Kickstarter, get all this cool stuff, and we are flying forward. People worried, oh my god, you're adding so much. Are you going to be late? And the answer is nope. We are ahead of schedule, we are flying. So I hopefully can't wait to finish this up, then finish up Battles of Bestiary, Strange and Unusual, and then kickstart that early 2022. That's right. We're just going to keep on going. Keep this train going. Choo-choo. Yeah. Choo-choo. That's right. The choo-choo dance. Anyone watch Star Trek Lower Decks? The choo-choo dance? Anyhow, real quick, let's talk about this week's episode as well, because they have just started out book 3 of Three Ring Adventure. And what does that mean? Well, whenever you start out a new book, you usually get a lot of information. There's a lot of lore, you get a lot of history. You know, it's rare that you just jump into adventuring. You got to figure out, what the heck are we doing here? Who's who? Why are we here? Why are we adventuring? Who are we adventuring against? Who are we saving? And who are we killing? We need to know these things. So I'm going to tell you how I do it, because it can get really crazy. So, very important, you got to keep notes. And as a GM, I help them keep notes. I do this a couple of ways. First of all, we have everything on the Discord channel. And the Discord channel is, well, kind of where we keep everything. Anyhow, we put down all the information that they get during the long lore dumps. I help them out with that. I give out bullet points. I give out pictures of everyone. I always give out pictures because that helps a lot, because visually you can see it. It's just a memorization thing if you can see like a picture associated with somebody. The other thing is that I help them with the notes. Yes, of course, I want them to take notes, and I encourage them to take notes, and I give them a whole section for them to take notes. But, you know, for me, I actually give them bullet points as well, because we might not play for a couple weeks, and then I will forget what I told them. So the notes are not just for them, it's for me as well, because the worst thing that can happen is that, I don't know, we play like 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later, and I totally forget what I even told them, and then I either tell them the wrong information or too much information. So I don't mind giving them basic bullet point notes and have them go through more detail. That is how I handle it. The other thing I also do is I also do a G-Doc, and the G-Doc I do for inventory management, but my basic suggestion to you is do something online, whether it's a shared G-Doc between everyone, or it's a Discord channel, just something online that everyone can see, contribute, and reference. It's especially important in the beginning of Adventure Path, because usually the PCs are thrown a ton of different names and information, and they have no reference of anyone and who these people are, and it could just be extremely confusing. Especially these fantasy names. Ugh, fantasy names. That is like the bane of my existence, where you're trying to read, Lord Fukumaka from Zukani and Tuta went over to the hill of Zakaku, and you're like, oh my god, I will never remember any of that. Actually, that's one thing we're doing in Jewel of the Indigo Isles. All very easy to remember names, very phonetic, very simple, because, oh Lord, do I hate crazy fantasy names that make no sense. Anyhow, with that, let's get to this week's show notes. Show notes, as I said, real quick, this is it. This is the last week for Battles of Bestiary. Make sure you check that out. Make sure you get it if you want it. We have a lot going on there. We added a whole bunch of new stretch goals. We added some new add-ons. We added additional support for Foundry. We're going to be adding additional support for Roll20. We're adding more monsters. We're adding more dragons. We're adding more archetypes. We're adding more ancestries. We're adding a whole bunch of new things. So check that out. Just go to battlezoo.com, and you too can support the Kickstarter, which is live until October 1st. Do check out the brand new RPG Superstar 2021 contest, where you just have to come up with a cool monster. And the next week or so, I will give you hints and tips and tricks on how to make a successful monster for the RPG Superstar, because, well, I know what won, and I can help you make a better monster and increase your chances of winning. Of course, do check out the Patreon. Just go to patreon.rollforcombat.com, and you can get all the episodes early. You can chat with us whenever we record, hang out with us. It's a fun time. And of course, finally, do check out Jason's Talking Combat column every single week, where he recaps every single episode, and you can find that on rollforcombat.com. But with that, let's get to this week's exciting episode. Last we left off, you have arrived at the coastal town of Kerrick, where you have brought your circus to the Swordlands, the region of the Isle of Kortos, which serves as the breadbasket for the island nation of Absalom. Here you have encountered, well, hardship, as times have been tough for these farmers, as crops have been dying, rivers have been polluted, and overall people have been starving slowly but surely. But you're there to put on a show and put people's minds at ease. And who did you meet? Why, you met, well, kind of the mayor of the area. His name is Opper Vandy, and he serves as the regional district manager, if you will, for the Kerrick and the surrounding area, where he helps organize everything, get all the crops collected, gets all the taxes paid, deals with all the local governments and everything else. And, oh, by the way, he's also the local mortuary. Mortuary? Yes. He also runs the local mortuary. So he is quite a busy fellow. And he was very excited to see you show up. And he invited you for dinner, and you had a huge meal where you've been learning lots about the town and the surrounding area and where and how you should put on the circus, as well as the surrounding Aeon Towers. And you will have a lot of things to do in the upcoming weeks. But before all of this, he has decided that he wants to share something with you. That he has decided that you might be the heroes that he needs to help him out with a problem. Dun, dun, dun!
Okay, so what kind of problem? O'Hara, pushes the food around her plate with the fork, not really eating any.
Vanessa Hoskins is playing Alhara Varys, a half-elf gymnast swashbuckler.
The mood at the table dampens as Vandy takes a moment to swallow a bite of food while apparently lost in thought, his face marked by previous hidden lines of worry and exhaustion. "You have all been such fine company," he begins, "and I'm so thrilled that you have brought your circus of wonders to the good people of the Kerrick Grange. But I suppose I must level with you. As you have no doubt heard, times have been hard for the Sword folk. The Grange has come together to try to ease everyone's suffering as much as possible, but the weather has been poor and the crops aren't growing like they used to. There's lean times ahead, I fear. But that's not all. There are things happening at a much more personal level for me. Yet that also seems to be affecting my friends and my neighbors as well. So you should probably know the truth of it." And he sort of folds his hands and looks down and very quietly says to you all, I think I'm being haunted. And I think that whatever's haunting me is murdering folk of the Grange to torment me. It has brought me to the brink of despair, and I admit that I find the thought of your wonderful circus a welcome distraction. Truth be told, though, I doubt it will help in the long run. Even with your circus here, I feel the hauntings and the deaths will continue. But I find in your company that you are much, much more than simple circus performers or business managers. You have in you the stuff of heroes, I believe. So I can't help but allow myself to feel a little bit of hope, and hope that you might be willing to help me. And he looks up at you.
"A ghost? Why, of course we'll help you," says Celeste.
What?
Oh, wait, wrong game. Sorry.
Don't worry about it. We specialize in hunting ghosts.
Lauren Sake is playing Hap, a human fire elementalist sorcerer.
Sorry, wrong game. We got confused. I don't know that ghosts are really our specialty, but I guess we can look into a ghost problem.
Darius will swallow some food and we'll absolutely help you with, regardless of the nature of these events and creatures, ghosts or otherwise.
Rob Termarco is playing Darius Varys, a half-elf monk of the mountain style.
We have the knowledge between us all and the power. Possibly we could help.
Well, why do you think you're being haunted?
Well, you see, for the last 14 months, I've been experiencing what I believe to be vivid nightmares or actual hauntings, since the death of townspeople have always occurred in conjunction with these terrifying visions. I believe that they're more than just simple dreams. You see, these nightmares always start out the same way, I awaken late at night, or perhaps I believe I awaken. It's hard to know if it's real or a dream. And I find a hollowed-eyed young girl standing in the hallway of my bedroom. She's wearing a funeral shroud, though I don't recognize her as any person I've ever tended to. She always stands for a moment and then leaves the bedroom, disappearing from sight. The first few occasions this occurred, I was way too frightened to follow her. But after multiple of occurrences of this happening, I worked up the courage to follow her, and each of these times, the girl has always descended the stairs to the viewing parlor beside us, where she stands beside the empty catafalque, silently pointing at it. I always come awake then, standing before the catafalque in the viewing parlor, drenched in cold sweat. The young girl is gone, and I'm never sure if what I saw was real or if it was a nightmare and I just sleepwalked my way there. But in any case, the next day, there's always a death of someone in Kerrick or the surrounding area, and by nightfall, I always have a new corpse in my catafalque.
Atron has taken out one of their books and is writing notes as Vanity speaks.
Rob Pontius is playing Otteron, a human witch of curses.
It does sound like you are being haunted of some sort. Such an omen of death could be forewarning. It is interesting it would inform you, but otherwise only troubles your dreams. The haunting is more oracular, yes?
Have you seen anything in common with the corpses?
I've been very careful to look for a pattern among the deaths that have occurred following my nightly visitations. But there is no pattern. The deceased are of all ages and walks of life. Some have been ill, some old, some young and healthy, but all of them have died unexpectedly and in their sleep. There's never been any evidence of foul play, and I've never told anyone besides you four of my visitations. But something has to be done, as folk are beginning to talk, and I'm starting to develop a crushing sense of guilt that I perceive that somehow that these are my fault, that somehow I am causing the death of my fellow swart folk. I'm at a loss of what to do. I've been considering going to the local priest, but he's already experienced the stress of all the bad harvests, and I fear the loss of confidence in my leadership can cause an economic collapse along the members at the time when everyone's already vulnerable. I need to be strong and put in a strong show of force and keeping everyone together. But yet, more and more people die, and more people are becoming suspicious that I'm somehow involved.
How many victims have there been?
That is a good question.
1,800. Oh dear.
3.
And would we be able to, if they're still here, are there any bodies we can help inspect? I am skilled in medicine. Maybe I could find some common thread.
Aren't
Atron
you
is
a
skilled.
master in medicine?
Oh, I'm not going to use game terms to this guy.
No, I know, but you're more than skilled. I mean, you're like a super great doctor.
You're basically Dr. Various.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dr. Darius.
They call me Dr. Love.
Dr.
But
Bacon.
I'm not going to brag to him about how great of a medicine person I am. I'm just going to ask him at first. I mean, if he wants my credentials, I can show him. I don't know.
You can show
My
us
diploma?
your credentials.
Yeah, right.
We want to see them.
My credentials. I
Darius
remember
pulls
that.
out like a bacon grease stained napkin
Yes.
that
Right.
says, I am a doctor.
Yeah, I hastily drew it, and then there's a wax seal with Bardolph's paw.
Oh, too
Aw.
soon.
Oh, that's what we did. He was my assistant, but I can help with that. And Atron is skilled in the ways of alchemy and spirits.
Yes, I can talk to spirits.
He's doing the math in his head, and he says, I don't know the exact count, but it's been for the last 14 months. I believe it might be
Wow.
24 or more. I mean, we do have regular deaths, of course, throughout the Kerrick Grange, but of the ones that are related to my dreams, at least 24 or so.
Do you think while my companions take a look at the body here, you can show me where this death You can show me where this ghost appeared?
Yes, I would also like to go to your bedroom.
Acheron?
Oh, a little forward.
I wish to perform a ritual there to allow me to
Oh my.
speak to spirits.
Oh,
Oh, right, yeah, okay.
sure.
Atron just...
Ignores all of the jokes.
Yeah, just like,
Good job. You
just
did it.
completely
Yep.
blocking it out right now.
As soon as you acknowledge it in any way, it would have gotten worse. You did the right thing.
Oh, of course. You could follow me up to my bedroom, Wink. And I can show you around.
That was weird.
Come here, let me show you what's on the slab. And he
See,
walks
Rob can
over.
resist, but Steven cannot.
Yes, correct.
What? I'm just showing you what's on the slab over here in the parlor. Look, you see? Slab right here in front of Alhara and dead body on top of slab.
Atron looks for a revolver, a candlestick, a pipe, rope.
You find them all. This
Ooh.
is an adventure, you know? None of those are out of the ordinary, though.
All right. May I look at and examine the body?
Yes, he goes on to explain that this person here... Wait, what's his name?
His name is Tiddlywinks.
Humber Huttenfeld.
Hey, I was actually close.
This was someone... Did you see this girl last night?
Yes, he goes over to the parlor and says, yes, the latest of these victims is Humber Huttenfell, who's laying in rest here. This is the easiest family if you wish to discuss them. The Huttenfells is local, and I'm sure if you wanted to talk to them, you can. But yes, this occurred just last night where I saw this vision, and now he is here.
Well, how about we do the buddy system? Acheron, you and I can go take a look at where this ghost keeps manifesting, and Darius and Riley and Hap can all stick together with this body. Just in case, I don't know, the ghost comes back.
My ritual will take some time.
All right, I'm ready. How much time do you need?
If we look around the space and I perform this ritual, 10, 20 minutes.
Very well. I will take that much time to examine the body.
Good. This is troubling. But if the ghost spirit girl does not trouble you, rather than predict this, perhaps there is some greater meaning at foot. At head? Does she appear at head of bed or foot of bed?
She appears in the doorway.
In the doorway.
Door. Did your family ever have spiritual influence or the ability to talk to the dead?
Oh, no, nothing like that.
Okay. Yes, let us go upstairs, yes?
No, if you think it would help.
Yes, very much.
Okay. Is anyone else going upstairs besides Acheron?
Yeah, Alhara was gonna go.
Yeah.
And then we'll be down here, Hap, Riley, and I.
Yeah. This way, when the corpses attack downstairs, we'll be safe upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
This way, when the ghost attacks upstairs, you'll be safe downstairs.
Yeah!
Yes.
There we go.
I'm way better with corpses than I am with ghosts.
I'm way better with ghosts.
I've got an anti-ghost spell.
We're gonna die, y'all.
This is fun.
Okay, so he brings you upstairs and goes on to explain. So this is the upstairs. There's a bathroom to the north. This is my office to the west. And there's also various rooms over here that we use when people come from out of town. So I have many guest rooms as well. And as for the master bedroom, well, this here is my master bedroom. You walk into the master bedroom. There's a large 4-poster bed, a comfortable sitting chair, a desk of drawers, and a small writing desk. It is quite nice.
I will look around with you, Alhara, before I do this ritual. If that is okay, Mr.
Yeah.
Vandy.
Oh, sure. Feel free to look around, whatever you need.
The ritual will involve some chanting and occult tools. I do not know if you wish to be present, but you can be, as long as you do not disturb me.
No. I'll be quiet as a church mouse.
So, Acheron's gonna try to help Alhara search around first.
Yeah, Alhara, why don't you just do a regular search with perception? I'd actually like to use survival, just in case like what was here wasn't a ghost and left some sort of tracks. I'm not great at survival. I don't use it all the time, but I've got it. So let's use it.
Yeah, I'll just do normal search.
Okay, a survival check. 22. And who wants to do a search?
Yeah, do you want me to roll it?
Yep.
Sure, you can roll it.
You're asking the GM. Silly.
23!
That's a bad roll. You're looking around and, you just see like a wardrobe hanging in one side of the room. There's the desk in the corner over here. There's this bed. You don't really seem to notice anything. There's also this fireplace. Alhara, she looks around. Let's see what you find as you look.
For the record, Ataran is ignoring any sense of privacy, so we'll look through the desk, we'll look through things on the desk, we'll peer into the fireplace, we'll open up drawers, doesn't care.
Is this where you keep the batteries?
Oh dear.
Why is that hat box buzzing?
No. It's hand cranked.
Oh dear.
I mean, with or without anything in here, it's already hand cranked.
That's true. What are you doing, Hap? You're not supposed to be up here. Go back downstairs with Darius. You're too young for this conversation. Young lady. Okay, Alhara, you look around. You do your survival, and you do not notice any other tracks. I mean, there are tracks, because obviously people have gone through here, but it looks like it is fairly well kept and very, very clean.
Yeah.
So
that's what
the
I was
couple
thinking.
does a good job. You don't see any, actual, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not big mud prints or something.
Sure. Yeah, no signs that anything from outside would have come in or scuffed something that would
Correct.
be on regular boots. How often does this ghost show up?
I would say perhaps once every week or so. It doesn't happen too often, but enough that it's starting to cause rumors.
When was the last time you saw it?
Last night.
Last night. Okay, that's right. That's...
Actually, wait, last night? Yes.
And now you've got that man downstairs.
Correct.
Okay.
Acheron is thoroughly searching and finds a clue.
Woohoo!
Baby. You find a slip of parchment tucked behind the desk blotter long ago and obviously forgotten. It is a handwritten receipt for funeral services for one Roger Switten, dated 12 years ago, and marked as gratis.
Should I be looking for a handout, or is it just that simple?
That was it. It's a receipt from 12 years ago.
Okay. I guess Atron would just turn to... Atron was looking for, maybe there's a witch bag, or some sort of, hex runes, or who knows around. An old, forgotten receipt maybe is there's, a ghost actually attached to it, and wants, their business finished. So Atron turns to Vandy and says, "Could you tell me about this, receipt for this, Switten person?" He cries and runs out. Okay, that means something.
He looks at the receipt. He's like, "Oh, that's an old receipt. I totally forgot about that one. Must have slipped underneath the blotter by accident." Yes, Roger Switten. He was a local farmer, and he was actually very, very kind. He was one of the first people, unfortunately, that got to use my services, and he was such a nice man and such a nice family that I felt sorry for them and the kids and the wife and the children, so I just gave it to them gratis, as you can see. They were one of the first people that helped me out when I was setting up my business, so I felt bad to try to take any money from them, especially after losing their father at such a terrible time.
Do I believe that? Can I make a perception check?
Yeah, it seems like he's being very honest and telling the
Okay.
truth.
All right.
He says, "Oh, you can ask around if you wish. This is all public record. Everyone knows everyone around here. And I don't know what happened to the Swinton family. But, yes, it was...
Well, that was also long before the spirit appeared, yes?
Yes. The spirit only started 14 months ago.
Okay. Well, I will do my ritual now, if that is okay.
Oh, yes. Please, please.
So Atron's gonna sit down, center of the room, and take some things out of their bags, create a circle of candles, use a bit of charcoal on the rug, is not really paying too much mind, doesn't want to light anything on fire or anything, but does need to be able to draw the proper runes and symbols. We'll keep this receipt handy, if only for some sympathetic connection. Perhaps it is connected. And otherwise, we'll begin to chant quietly. And I want to use my Consult the Spirits feat in order to check in with the spirits here and in the nearby area.
This is so cool.
Yeah. So I spend 10 minutes and then get to make a recall knowledge check with occultism. And using occultism, I'm allowed to contact lingering spirits and psychic echoes of the departed dead, as well as spirits from beyond reality who tell you things about like strange auras effects, presence of unnatural occult beings, etc., based on my check.
Okay.
Woohoo!
Go right ahead.
Oh, I could hear Steve's evil smile on that.
All right.
Wow.
I apparently took a 10, so 30.
Oh, wow, that's so really
Ooh.
What's this against?
The DC is determined by the GM.
Consult the spirits. I'm looking this up right now. Okay.
Yeah, I took this feat. It felt very Acheron, and I'm loving... I think I've had it a couple levels. I'm loving that it's coming up now. This is great.
Do you want the good news or the bad news?
We'll start with the bad news.
The bad news is that it worked. It worked a little too well.
Ooh.
As you decided to consult the spirits in a mortuary.
Yup.
Do you know how many spirits there are here?
I'm guessing a ton. I'm gonna Whoopi Goldberg, though, and tell them to wait in line.
Why would spirits hang out in a mortuary, though, if you think about it? Like, you've got unfinished business elsewhere. Who's got unfinished
Maybe.
business here?
But
Yeah.
sometimes it's to wait for their partner or something.
Patrick Swayze to the front of the line, though.
Yeah, could you could you just imagine like you pass and then your partner hasn't passed yet, so you just wait for them. You're like, well, they're gonna pass through this mortuary eventually.
Yeah, it's like a train station.
Why don't you just wait at home, though? Like, with them, you know?
I mean, maybe you're there sometimes. Who knows?
So yes, it's like you like do the incantation, the ritual, you close your eyes, you open it up, and it's just like the entire bedroom is like packed with spirits looking at you, and you're like, oh dear.
Yeah, Acheron will take their time quickly checking in. We'll even offer, like, I can do this again and talk to you further, but I need to find out, what's happening here. Do any of you know about the strange hollow-eyed girl, etc.?
They're all kind of talking at the same time to the point that you can't get any word in edgewise, nor can you concentrate on anything. And it seems like you're not going to get anywhere unless you just talk to one and only one.
Okay. I would find one that seems the most, like, attentive without, berating. One that seems perceptive, that's, like, looking around or watching, etc.
Okay. You think you found some, or at least some of the more attentive ones.
Great.
But they all seem to be kind of indifferent to you. They seem to be mostly arguing with each other and talking to each other, and you seem to just kind of be there. And they almost lost interest in you once they started to all talk and start talking over each other.
Okay. So, should I expect to only get one question answered?
Correct.
All right. So, Acheron would ask... I want to phrase this right. Acheron would ask, is this hollow-eyed girl a ghost, a spirit, or something else? Basically trying to identify what that really is.
As the spirits all argue with each other and sort of talk over you, there's one spirit that looks at you, that gets your attention, and you get its attention, and you ask your question. It looks at you, gives you a smile, and says, something else. And then they all disappear.
Acheron frowns. And I think during this time, Atron's eyes have been closed and kind of like flitting very quickly, like as if they were dreaming, with like very severe rapid eye movement. And their eyes open as like a violet light just quickly fades from their eyes. There are many spirits here, many I should talk to later, but they have confirmed this hollow-eyed girl is no ghost, no spirit, but something else. Something somehow connected to you, Mr. Vandy, but why I do not know.
Why, that's actually worse. Does that mean something's actually in my house? Does that mean something's actually visiting me? No, that's not good at all. Oh, no.
It still could be a mental contact. There are spells to reach out to you mentally, telepathically in your dreams. But why it would warn you of these murders is interesting.
Oh, that, I guess, puts me a little bit at rest. I mean, she does always disappear right before my eyes. I imagine that can't be done with a physical entity. So maybe this is some spellcraft or something into my mind, or a dream, as you said.
Yes.
Maybe I really am dreaming this and I'm simply sleepwalking down here and waking up.
There are magic to send dreams and nightmares. Perhaps one or both. Well, Atron will start cleaning up. This was at least a little informative. Thank you for letting us do this.
Yes, thank you. And
Hey, you said you had guest rooms and things. Anyone staying in those?
no, not at the moment.
Maybe I'm being presumptuous, but I was thinking, what if we stay in them? At least until we can figure out what this business is. That way, if you see this hollow-eyed girl in the middle of the night, you can let us know and we can look into it right away.
I believe so. I mean, don't you need to stay with your circus?
Well, she only shows up at night. It just means that, we'll be here at night.
I presume so. I hopefully won't have anyone else coming here for a while. And let's see, I do have 1, 2, 3, 4 guest rooms. I think that's enough for each of you.
For now, that could be good, especially if she were to return, maybe.
Okay. Yes, let me show you the guest bedroom that you can stay in. And he brings you into this guest bedroom. And the guest bedroom is quite nice. Has a comfortable bed, assorted furnishings, small fireplace. There's a closet, and you can put all your knickknacks there and bric-a-brac. It's actually quite nice.
I think Atron and Alhara claim dibs on this in this room.
Yeah,
And this room to
we
the
were here
south
first.
as well. Although there's a single bed, I can bring another bed into this room. And these are the 2 rooms I could afford to give you right now. The other rooms, actually, there are other rooms, but I want to keep them open right now because very often deaths will occur very suddenly without notice, so I might need to use them at a moment's notice, if you understand.
Yes.
But you could look at them if you wish.
I
I'm
think
not holding anything back.
we may only stay long enough to investigate your haunting, which may be some time, but this will give us a good central point and be here in case this girl appears again.
Yes, and these are the 2 best rooms anyhow, because they're right across from mine, as you can see. So if anything does occur, you would have instant access to my room and any girls walking down the hallway.
Perfect.
Yes.
Splendid. That sounds wonderful. So, with that, is there anything else you wish to see while we're upstairs? I can show you some of the other rooms if you wish.
Yes, seeing all rooms now will be good, in case we should search for any markings, secret doors, perhaps if somebody is coming and going. Do you have slip spaces for servants, perhaps, that someone might be able to use to get around unnoticed?
No, nothing like that. It's not that big of a house.
Okay. Good to know.
Well, here, I'll show you around, and he brings you over to, let's do the upstairs privy. This is a slightly more spacious and better decorated privy than the one downstairs. Very nice, very nice. And then over here, to the west, that is the office, and it features a heavy antique desk, The wall shelves are packed with books, ledgers, and folios to help him run his funeral business, as well as attending to his many duties with the Kerrick Grange. So you can see this is where he spends most of his time and where other people will meet him. There's often a lot of foot traffic going in and out. He goes and he pulls some keys out from his belt, and he goes through a couple of locks, and then he brings you into this back room. He goes, This is the safe storage. I'm the only one that has the master key and the way to open this, and I keep it on my person at all times. And this is where I have some of my more sensitive business records, as well as sensitive business records for various things on the Grange, such as deeds, tax records, and so forth. You can understand that this area is of high security because this isn't just my personal information, but this is also information that is related to people in the area as well. So I try to keep this under lock and key at all times.
Was there any business 14 months ago that we would not want others to know about, perhaps?
No, nothing like that. I mean, again, if you wish to look through here with my supervision, I don't mind. Obviously, just some sensitive material here, but you aren't part of the community and wouldn't know anybody.
Okay, I am just trying to see or think of what might have happened 14 months ago that would get this sort of attention to you in your sleep.
And over here, and he brings you to the east side, is some additional guest bedrooms. And these appear to be more or less the same as the other ones. And you can see this is a connected bedroom. This is often where we put families.
That makes sense, yes.
And then he also brings you to a small room. And this is actually how you can get access to the attic. There's a large closet here, and there's a ceiling hatch. It provides access to a large attic. And if you look up there, it's mostly filled with assorted bric-a-brac and large copper cisterns fed by the drainage gutters on the roof.
That is good. We use the water. We should look up there, just in case.
Okay. All right, then O'Hara will be the first up the ladder. Up, she won't even wait for it. She'll just jump up into the space and take a look around.
No, she does that very, very often.
You
She
jump
is
up into
quick.
the space, and it is a hot, large attic. And you can see it is exactly what he described. It looks like it is filled with dust, cobwebs, bric-a-brac, broken furniture, other knickknacks. Nothing of import is up here. It's literally just storage space.
Ataran would go up and look around too cautiously with Alhara, but return, seeing nothing of concern.
You look around. I mean, this will take you a while if you want to do a thorough search because it's very cramped and dusty and dirty and dark. But you can tell the thick layer of dust everywhere that if anything did go through here, it hasn't been disturbed in a while.
Yeah, I just didn't want... Oh, you didn't look up in the attic? That's where the attic whisperer is. Ha 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 ha.
Except for the attic whisperer that comes over to you
Oh,
and
no!
says, "Hello, how are you?"
Hello, Ataran. Now that we're alone in this guy's attic.
"I'm your twin sister.
Wait,
I've
what?
been waiting for you all along."
I
I'm
was
so
going to make some
confused.
pottery.
I thought the attic whisperer was Alhara trying to seduce Ataran.
Oh, no.
No, it's the monster attic whisperer.
Oh.
No, it's Alhara with a sheet over her head.
Ooh.
I'm an attic whisperer.
I'll just close this door and leave you two alone. Anyhow, what's going on down here, Darius and Hap and Riley?
Science is going on down here. That's what I'll tell you.
Science, you say. What is this science? Do the fish have intelligence? Oh, no, wait, that's different science.
No, that's magic. This body, I am examining it with all the skills of medicines that I have. Looking
I
for-
too am very skilled in the medicines, being a
Yes, the
mortuarian.
medicines.
Yes, medicines.
Mm.
What are you looking for in the medicines?
So my hope is to see, did they die of asphyxiation? Was it, did they die of quote unquote fright, meaning a heart attack, or some sort of, are there any marks, not necessarily from a hand, but more like, did their veins pop in their eyes, things like that would telltale signs of the stress of how they died.
Well, Dr. Darius, do a check. Let's see that check.
You got it. Let me see what feats I might be employing. I don't know if there are any, because the person's not alive, so no. 34.
34?
Nice.
Dr. Darius.
Wow.
He's like, now, be careful. Don't try to mess him up too much.
Sir, I'm
Now,
familiar here.
here's the problem, Dr. Darius. He's been embalmed, so you
Right.
find it very hard to actually discover anything on his body. But you can tell just by the general state and how he was, set up for the viewing, that he seems to be in excellent shape. So he probably died of either natural causes or perhaps an aneurysm or heart failure.
Okay.
It's something that was minor. It was not something like his head got chopped off or something
right,
like that.
like
Yeah.
some trauma to the heart or something.
Yeah, it didn't look like it's something major. And but again, it's very hard to tell. You would probably need a fresher corpse, if you know what I mean.
Of course. Yes, this body has been here for a bit, and you have embalmed it, so it's a little harder to determine, but it is possible there was some trauma that caused the death. If you see here, and he'll go off on this possible rupture of this vein, although small, could have been exacerbated by fear, or perhaps some other attack that affected his mind, which we have all felt in our days recently.
Okay. Well, that does make sense. As I did not detect any abnormalities when I embalmed him. It was quite an easy process.
Very well, yes. You see,
Have you tried sleeping in a different house?
Why would I do that?
Well,
I must be here at all times because this is where people find me when there's a death nearby. I not just live here, I'm practically chained here.
Sure, but that means that somebody who you don't want to find you knows how to find you.
Well, that's the problem with being a public official.
Yeah, but people are dying, right?
Yes.
You should maybe sleep somewhere else for a little bit.
Well, if you could arrange that, maybe I'll look into it.
Do you want to stay at the circus with us for a bit?
No. I need someone here to take care of the business, and I have a body here. What am I supposed to do? Just leave it here?
No, what if we stayed here? Do you have extra room for us, perhaps? Maybe when this
Yes, I've already...
apparition shows up, you can tell us.
Yes, I've already made arrangements with your companions that you can stay
excellent.
here.
They had the same idea, of course.
Yes.
How long has that couple been working for you?
Oh, I can't even remember. 14, 15 years? I can't even remember how long it's been.
Have they been acting strange? Have they noticed anything?
Not that I can think. Nope. With that, the door rings, and he's like, "Oh, could you excuse me? Can you?"
Of course.
Can you actually? Do you have mind going to another room as I
Yes.
need to show some people the viewing?
We go back into the dining room, and Darius will continue to eat.
So sure enough, as the doorbell rings, you see him bring another family in to see Humber and pay their respects. And what is Atron and Ahara doing? Are you playing peekaboo with a sheet?
I mean, I think that all happened essentially while we were getting the tour. We probably just went through the attic a little bit, made sure there was no other clues that we could find.
Yeah. And then maybe
Nope.
cursory glance in each room without Vandy around, and Altron would say, I am worried of what is visiting him. Maybe something that feels like it wants to help him because he is leadership for this area, but we will... There are many victims, so it will be hard to interview all the victims' families and friends, but we should try if they are local.
Well, at least the most recent ones.
Yes, I am wondering what happened 14 months ago when this started. Why then?
Yeah. Why them indeed?
We should go back down to the others.
Okay.
And we'll head back down.
Okay. You head back down. As you can tell, he's dealing with a public viewing right now, so he's busy You still have all your food and the wonderful desserts to eat.
Atron moves to their seat and says, I did the ritual upstairs, and I talked to many ghosts that are here. They confirmed that this girl is no ghost, no spirit. Something else is visiting Mr. Vandy, perhaps in his dream itself, as he thought. So, why, I do not know. I did find this receipt, but it is from many years ago. And Atron shows the Swinton receipt from 12 years ago. It seems like it was when his business was starting, and this gentleman passed away, a farmer, but Mr. Vandy wished to help the family because he was so kind.
Of course.
Could you find that ghost?
There were many voices. I do not think so, but I could try specifically for that one.
Our investigation on the body of Humber proved a bit inconsequential. He has already been embalmed, and there is evidence perhaps of a small, perhaps heart-related thing, but it's hard to say. I would need a body that is more freshly deceased.
I wonder if you could find Humber's ghost.
If there are so many here, maybe it's hard to find.
But can't you just, concentrate on, the body or something? Isn't that how this all works?
I do not have that kind of capability, no.
So after a few minutes, he comes back in, and he says, well, it's quite late. I don't know if you want to continue eating and drinking, or if you want to go back to the circus and gather your things before you stay here tonight, or if only some of you want to stay here, you let me know. I will probably be up for the vast majority of the night, as I imagine people will be filtering in until around midnight, but then I will go and retire to bed.
Oh yeah, I negotiated that we can stay here for a little bit, just in case this thing shows up in the middle of the night.
Yep.
Maybe we can catch it.
I asked the same thing, and he said you already had. Excellent work. So yes, let's grab our few things if we need them, and we'll stay here.
That seems wise, yes.
Hap has to get her teddy bear.
Its name is Bard.
Nope, Bardock died.
Bardoff bear.
Little Bardy bear.
No, she's 16 now. She's a young adult. She doesn't need things like teddy bears anymore.
My mother's in her 70s, and she has many teddy bears.
Is there a variant of Speak with Dead now?
It's a ritual spell, I think. Unless I'm just misremembering.
Oh, yeah? I will look. Might be something.
If I'm not remembering it wrong, I think it's not even that high level of one.
Atron might think of it, maybe? Just taking a look.
Let me look at my big list of spell changes. Speak with Dead.
Huh, I don't see it on the rituals, but I know I've seen it. It is somewhere.
Oh,
Call Spirit, maybe?
Maybe. It wasn't ported as a core, so...
Now there's a uncommon spell called Talking Corpse.
Yep.
Ah.
But
no
from
one has
core.
it.
Okay, yeah. But not anything I have. But would be able to
Nope.
cast if we found it.
Nope, uncommon, which means you will not find it. Or rather, you can't just learn it.
Right. If
They
we
did that on
find
purpose. You got Talk with Dead. You literally have it, and you can do it once per day.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah, so you have it.
Super cool.
It's actually even easier or better than a spell, in a way. So, with that, what do you wish to do for the rest of the night? And he also wants to get an understanding as to when you think you're going to be putting on your show. The big show, if you will.
That's what I was going to ask.
Show's probably not for a week or so, right?
Maybe it's up to us.
Well, you need if you do advertising and things like that, it only stays for a week. So basically, the traditional way that we do it is you spend a week advertising the show, getting the circus ready, and then you put it on. So there you go.
So we'll do like
That makes
9-10 days from now?
Your choice. You can do it in 7 days, 20 days, 3 months, 2 years.
A week and a half, that's when we'll do it.
Yeah. If the advertising and such only lasts a week, then whenever we do that, we want to have the show within a week. So do we want to advertise and have the show and then start doing some snooping? Or do we want to do some snooping and look into this and then do some advertising and circus?
Well,
I
people
say
are dying.
snoop first, yeah.
Yep.
So like,
I agree.
Let's wrap this up in like 2 or 3 days and start advertising.
Sweet. The butler did it. Done.
Do, 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 do.
All right. Yeah. So that makes sense. I think Atron will want to go through the records upstairs back around 14 months ago, if possible. See if there's something tied to that. Try to investigate, quote unquote.
I want to go to bed early because I have a feeling I'm going to have to get up early too.
Early to bed, early to rise.
So why don't we abstract to figure out what you're going to be doing for the next week and a half? If you're going to be spending time here, if you're going to be going through things, or you're going to be like, what is your plan? Let's do the general plan.
I think for the next few days, we're going to be talking to the staff, investigating the paperwork. Like, I really want to see like what happened 14 months ago that maybe is tied to this. And then talking to people around town about the weirdness, or try to talk to some of the victims' families and find out if they know anything.
Like if they all tell a story where they like all, oh yeah, they visited this place and then they came home and then they died that night. Like everyone went to this one store and ate this candy, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Basically, we're gonna go look into the haunting for the next few days.
And you can try to reach out to like specific spirits.
Yeah, every day I can do a recall knowledge check effectively, so I could try to ask specific questions if I succeed about targeted individuals.
Well, like the person who's embalmed on the table.
Yep.
Yeah, like I figure like I get that it's just a recall knowledge check, but like maybe the DC's lower if you find the ghost of Humber, or if you find the guy from the receipt, you know?
Yeah, well, I can frame my question as if I'm asking about that specific individual.
Okay. So why don't we do it this way? We will say that you go back to the circus and you gather all your stuff and you talk to your father and you tell them the deal, and they'll start setting up and getting ready. And the professor will as well. You come back to the house. It's kind of late to continue doing anything right now. And he also has to deal with the viewing and start closing up and deal with the body. So you can get up fresh and early, and we'll have day 2. I'm making a note. What do you do? Everyone has general downtime, as we will call it. What do you want to do during this day 2?
Did I get to look through the paperwork last night?
Nope, because he has to be with you, and he's too busy, and that can take you up to 4 hours.
Okay, then I will do that today.
We will see if you do.
Can I be at the circus while like Otron's investigating here?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
I just want to help with preparations, and I want to work on
Sure.
the act and stuff.
Okay, you, Hap, and Riley are at the circus.
Darius will not leave Atron while they're investigating.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I was going to stick with Atron and be an extra set of eyes.
Wow, okay, it's the Darius Alhara Ataran show.
But if Darius is going to be there, Alhara might just go around asking folks around town about the local goings-on, not necessarily about a ghost. She doesn't want to spook people, but just, looking for local gossip. So this is some general gather information. Maybe there are some rumors that tie into what's going on.
Ooh, now we're cooking. Alhara, give me a diplomacy check.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
recall what Atron found the previous day.
What did you find?
You asking me?
Yeah, I'm trying to
Yeah.
remember. I don't remember.
Oh, Atron learned about the bad yields of the farming. There wasn't any talk of anyone dying or strange murders, and excitement about the circus, and that was it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And that festival coming up.
Yes, and people were excited about the festival.
All right. I rolled terrible. Only a 16 for gathered information.
You hear that people are really excited that the circus is coming to town. And you also hear people complaining about bad yields and crops. That's the extent of what you find out.
At least
Thanks,
they're
Stephen.
consistent.
Hey, I'm just telling you what you find out. You're the one who rolled the 4.
You're a champ.
Atarad, what do you do? Maybe you could be a little bit more successful. You get to do that twice in one day, though. That's
Yeah, 4
that's the
hours, you
morning,
said,
Alhara.
right?
I'll give you the
Okay.
second one later. Let's go
Okay.
to Ataran and see what he's
Atron
doing,
wants
or
to
they're
look
doing.
through
sorry.
the paperwork and talk to Vandy at the same time, if they can, but is trying to find why 14 months ago? Like, why did this ghost person start showing up 14 months ago? And Atron doesn't super trust Vandy, is more and more is like inclined to believe them. They seem to be forthcoming. But what happened 14 months ago, and is hoping maybe there's like a secret in the paperwork, like, oh, you took possession of the, strange locket, or who knows.
What is Darius doing during this time? Because this will probably take at least an hour or two.
Just, helping look around, doing the search action as needed. If Atron needs anything, Darius will go get it. Do you need coffee? I'll go get it. Do you need some sort of arcane item? I'll go get it.
Ooh.
Ooh, scary. All right, well then give me some rolls. Give me some perception checks.
You got it.
For me as well?
Yep.
You want more than one?
Nope.
Okay.
I rolled a 6, so 17.
Darius rolls a 23, Atron a 17. You're looking around, and you can see that there's a lot of sensitive business records. And you look at things from, was it 14 months ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not super optimistic with my roll, but, maybe if it's just very obvious in the 14 months ago paperwork.
It's like when you're searching a room and you roll bad, but you said you were specifically going to look under the mattress, and that's where it is anyway.
Right,
do I go with
right.
the bad low, or do I go with what was said?
You do find something. You do find what appears to be the very first death when the night hauntings began, and you were able to line it up with a old farmer named Carew, who lives near Matin Cleave. He goes on to explain, Opera Vandy. Oh yes, this was when it first occurred. And you can see he's going through the notes and the paperwork and the autopsies, and it's like, as you can see, that Carew was known long to have a heart condition, so his death didn't really surprise anyone, including myself. It's only after other folk began dying that I began to grow alarmed. If you wish, I can give you directions to Carew's farm over at Matin Cleave. Matin Cleave's about 8 miles to the northeast, and obviously the next place you'd probably want to put on a show, as it's a town with about 2,000 folk.
Yes, well, we would appreciate these directions. We might not go now, but that is good to know. Darius, you said there was a heart problem with Umber? Are they all heart issues?
I don't know. Yes, there was something indicating on the body from downstairs that there was something small, but not, I don't think, something that was obvious or life-threatening. Like, it's probably something that would have become a problem in a long time, but maybe the event magnified it.
Mr. Vandy, do these all appear to be natural deaths from heart conditions?
Well, there definitely appear to be natural deaths. No one with decapitations or anything violent like that. In fact, I believe they all died in their sleep, now we think about it.
Right, but a heart attack in their sleep, or some sort of
Yes.
thing in there,
Makes me wonder if they were
Yes.
all scared to death.
How would that even work?
If there are magics to touch dreams and nightmares, this could be a way. And you are seeing things in your sleep. Oh, that is something to consider. I guess I'll ask, out of character, does that make Ataran think of anything specifically? Like, oh, there's a spirit of X that does that all the time, or I don't know.
Nope. Not
Okay.
off the top of your head, I mean.
Okay,
There's not enough clues, I meant.
that's fair. Let's see. All right. Okay, I guess that's it for our 4 hours.
Yep, 4 hours gone by. What do people want to do in the afternoon?
Probably keep gathering information, hoping to get more than just the crops suck. Yeah, we know. There's a circus in town. Yeah, we know.
Okay, rumors. Diplomacy check.
I can help do that once we're done.
Alhara's going to be pumping people for information.
You're basically going and talking to these NPCs and just hitting the button until you get a different dialogue.
I rolled a
That's not
5 this
fair.
time. If a 16 didn't give me the secrets of the universe, does a 17?
Aha! I find the local drunk.
Oh my gosh.
Darius rolled a 1.
Oh my gosh.
Wouldn't
He's
you
telling
know
me
it?
everything.
The crops aren't coming in as they should. Did you hear there's a circus in town?
Tell me more.
You know there's a stump festival going on in a few weeks. Over at Turban Rove. You might want to go over there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm the grand marshal of the festival. Oh, you are?
You know
oh
you
my
can't
god!
trust anything you hear after they say, "So there I was." You're like, okay,
Yeah.
never mind. You're
No
unreliable.
one has ever survived the attack of the dragon. How do you know it's a dragon? People told me, but you said no one survives.
What does Ataran do?
Ataran's going to... Technically it takes 10 minutes, but Ataran's going to use their ritual again and try to talk to more spirits. They promised they would.
Okay,
Ataran
where are
will
you
do
doing
that in their actual bedroom that they're staying at. Okay, so I'm making a cultism check.
Consult
33.
the spirits.
Woohoo! Rolled a 13.
Once again, you find one spirit this time, only one. A little girl. Poor little girl who died here some time ago.
She have eyes?
She has eyes. And she'll
Are they in her
answer-
head or in her hand?
I mean, you gotta check.
They're in her butt.
Ah, the butt
ew.
eye.
Well, the problem with that is whenever she sits down, she can't say.
Mhm.
So, she'll answer one question, and only one.
Ataran, talks very kindly but respectfully, not like doesn't try to patronize her, because who knows how long she's truly been dead and might have a lot of experience in what she has seen. But Ataran asks how the gentleman downstairs, Humber, what was it, Happer or something? Happerfeld?
Humber Huttenfell.
Asks how they died.
They died of a bad heart.
Alright. Okay.
What's Hap doing?
I've got a list of things that different acts have told me that they need for their show, and I'm gonna run into town and buy supplies. Stuff that the circus needs.
Cool.
While I'm there, I could try and pick up on some rumors, though.
Well. Hap. Good old Hap to the rescue. Let's see what Hap's diplomacy will do.
That's right.
Nat one.
Why do you want me to be bad at this?
Wow, that
I
is
don't-
just mean.
It's just funny. It's just funny if we all fail and none of us gets any rumors.
Well, I hate to tell you, she gets one.
Ooh.
And it's juicy.
Ooh.
Love me a juicy rumor.
There's the rumor. I sent it only to Lauren.
Okay.
Disconcerting.
Let me read this.
They say the circus is run by adventurers who keep neglecting their duties to perform as heroes. You don't
Uh-huh.
say.
Look, I got 2 jobs. I don't do either one of them very well, okay?
In the evening, I'll come and reconvene with everybody. Because I'm going to stay in the guest rooms, too, and I'll tell them about what I heard in the evening.
It's time for another meal. Another scrumptious feast.
Did my
if
whole
you
4
will.
hours get taken by that ritual?
No. You also get 4 hours, but let's do... I guess she'll tell you what happens. What else do you do in the afternoon, Atron? I forgot that your ritual only takes 10 minutes.
He mentioned avoiding talking to the clergy about it, so I will talk to them?
Excellent. You go around town trying to find the clergy, and you discover that the clergy is not in town.
Oh.
I'll tell you why. You find that the local priest, German Hendred, is a fussy elderly priest of Abadar, and he is also the local tax collector. That's right.
Oh, good God.
Of course he is.
So right now he's off collecting taxes. So you're either gonna have to wait for him to come back after he's done, or you do know he will be at the Stump Festival in Turban Rove in a few weeks to collect a fair amount of taxes during the festival.
Meaning, I think he's only here once every few weeks, or like he'll come back today at some point.
He'll be back in a month.
Oh, okay. Is there a way to leave a note?
Sure, yeah, of course. You can leave a note.
Otteron leaves a note saying that they are Otteron of the Circus of Wayward Wonders, assisting Vandy, and they wish to inquire of some local happenings, and they can be found presently at the Vandy residence.
Okay.
And Otteron will note they hope to speak soon so they can make a nice donation to the Church of Abadar as well. And they'll leave that note.
So, yeah, okay. So basically, from what you're able to gather, and this takes you all afternoon, is that you find a church, you find the name of the fussy elderly priest, you find that he is often not around, and that he is really just more of a figurehead, and obviously is extremely busy collecting taxes half the year. So if you want to find him, you could either go on the road and look for him, but you know for a fact that he'll be back in a little bit more than a month, or at the Stump Festival in Turban Rove in a few weeks.
Sounds good.
That is your plan of attack to find him. Okay. Does everyone want to reconvene at night and have another festive meal?
Sounds good.
Yep.
Festive meal, but all right.
That's right. It's another festive meal. He's like, oh, you're going to eat me out of heart and home, but I don't mind.
We give him money to cover
Oh,
our food.
Ooh, that's it's unnecessary. Just having you here makes me sleep better at night. That is fine. I do not mind. And sure enough, there's another massive feast of some of the finest food you've ever eaten.
Oh boy.
Well, I can go first. I looked through Mr. Vandy's records and did not find much other than 14 months ago, the first death was a farmer named Koru, whose farm is near Mattencleave, and Mr. Vandy was kind enough to give me directions should we wish to go investigate. I also went looking for the priest that is part of the clergy, since Mr. Vandy said he neglected to speak with them. It turns out them is only this priest of Abadar, who is also the tax collector, and is not present, and will not be back for at least a month. I did leave a note, otherwise we can find them at the festival. That is sadly all I have to report.
Did you say Mattencleave?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the locals are talking about, like, this blight on the land that's just ruining everything, even worse than, the crops are doing here. And even the spring at their Wellstone Tower is dry. Some people are even saying maybe it's like a land vampire, but that's not a thing, right?
I mean, now that you said it, there probably is.
The welt isn't that, right, Stephen? Or is it? Like, the welt is...
Check. That's a check, my friend.
Okay. Alright, what kind of check?
I don't know, actually. Society?
Okay, I can do that. I'm just trying to remember where the welt was. I thought it was farther north. 30 society. I rolled a 15.
Wow!
Well, you know a few things. First of all, the Wellspring Tower is one of the Aeon Towers.
Mm-hmm.
And the Wellspring Tower, according to the map, is to the north, near Mattencleave. And you know that, yes, that the Welt is further north, but that's bad if it's starting to seep south. And the Wellspring Tower is only like 8 miles away. So if that's true, that's really bad.
Do I know of any creature that would be, like Hap suggests, a land vampire spoiling the area?
Nothing that powerful that can start doing thousands of square miles, no.
Yeah, okay. So Otteron just shakes their head and says, it is possible maybe the wealth that we have heard about, the corruption of the disarray of the orbs and their power no longer protecting the area. If it's near the tower, that is one of the Aeon Towers. But I cannot think of a land maybe that would do this. A creature, that would affect the land at such large scale. No.
What about a creature that would affect it on a small scale? Maybe it's using the tower to amplify its power.
Anything like that, Stephen?
No, you have no idea. I mean, this is obviously some massive supernatural godlike power of something terribleness. Now, this all also leads. Basically, it's very simple. You know, something is affecting the Eon Towers. You know that they are what brings life and fortune to this world. You know this is all related. You don't even need to make checks.
I was just thinking, it's just the towers here are busted too, and we gotta go fix them.
If it is a creature, it could be many things, perhaps doing some sort of occult magic, but it is very likely just the corruption and the orb no longer working. But if something else is using it as a cover, I cannot say. There is too much possibility.
Well, let's go check out that guy's farm tomorrow over in Matt and Cleve. And if we don't find anything, maybe we just go fix that tower real quick. We can be back in time for the circus.
Well, we will want to be back in time to get ready, but yes, I agree. This sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, let's just check it out.
Agreed.
You can give me a occultism check.
Who, me?
Yes.
Yes. That's where I'm the best.
I meant crowd lore. Sorry.
Boo.
I'm kidding.
I definitely think Otteron is the best. They're so sexy.
Yikes. Now I roll a 4. You know that maybe there are land vampires, and maybe they are drinking the lifeblood, the marrow from the earth.
They're called land pyres.
Land pyres.
In case it matters, my occultism should be 1 higher because of my pendant. So that would be a 25.
I put that in.
Wouldn't that be a 20?
I was wondering how you had a plus 20.
I should have a plus 21, I think.
My performance is just
Maybe not.
plus 19, and I put literally everything in it.
No, it's already there. Item plus 1.
You're right. Sorry, the staff.
Yeah. That's right, I'm right.
Sorry, okay.
Don't you forget it, buddy.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-huh.
Alright, so, yeah, Atron doesn't say anything further. Just feels like they don't know enough.
Nope, they do not. Maybe tomorrow they'll be smarter. Anyhow, is there anything else you wish to do tonight? Now, this is more of a metagame question that I'll ask the group. Now, I usually do it that you have 8 hours during the day to, do things like diplomacy and gather information, and then 8 hours at night to sort of relax, and then 8 hours to sleep. But could you possibly do 16 hours worth of metagame information gathering and stuff?
Why not, if you have nothing better to do?
I think it's possible.
And we don't really want to ready for the circus yet.
Right.
Because that's going to be more than a week out, so...
Well, it depends on how hard it is, too. Because if we're doing something just like walking around and asking people, it might not be that tough. But if we're doing 16 hours of moving barrels, we maybe need to be fatigued the next day.
Yeah. I could do 4 more hours chatting with people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just thinking traditionally it's usually done in 4-hour blocks with 8 hours for, quote, adventuring, 8 hours for downtime,
Right.
8 hours for rest. So I'm just wondering, does it really have to be that, or could it just be 16 hours of downtime / adventuring if you're just doing this, and then 8 hours of rest, which I'm fine with. I almost like to split the difference and say you could do another 4 hours and then 4 hours of
I would split the
eating and
difference.
rest.
Works for me.
You need to at least eat and everything, so, and prepare spells and crap. So, well, some people, although some people don't even need to sleep, right, Alhara?
Yeah, whatever.
You can go all night long, I hear. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not my. Hey, don't blame me. Blame the stone.
Oh my gosh.
Can you tell me, Steven, because I'm not familiar with the word, what is it that Vandy called the, coffin
Cataphract.
area? What is it?
It's the thing that holds the coffin.
Correct. It's a French word, I believe.
And for the record, I still need to sleep. I just don't have to eat or drink.
Oh, okay.
What's it called?
A cataphract?
Oh.
Catafalque. Catafalque.
Okay.
It's French.
So, Ataran would
I think.
say, is it possible maybe that if the hollow-eyed person goes to the cataflac, what's his word?
Catafalque.
Cataflac, that maybe it is tied to that, and we should search it for some sort of magic or other connection?
Yes, if you want to observe the table, Humber is going to be buried tomorrow if you wish to observe the cataflact, as his body will no longer be lying for viewing, and you can examine it then.
Yes, that makes sense. We can look tomorrow. Tonight, maybe I try to ask people based on what I've learned from the spirits. What do you think, Gaul?
Yes, whatever you think is best. I think that works.
I am feeling discouraged. I have not found you more clues.
This is something that's going to take some time. Or if it was something obvious, they maybe would have known what was going on at this point.
I am concerned something is invading other people through their dreams and nightmares, and that makes this more dangerous.
How do we even fight something like that?
I do not know. Maybe Hap has an idea, and it is at one of these towers, and using the power of the tower to amplify its abilities? I don't know.
I mean, during the other, in the Aeon Tower, the succubus used all that confusion to her advantage. So there could be some other creature or force doing the same.
No.
All I'm saying is
Not
we
a
need
bad
more
idea.
information, and we'll go get it tomorrow.
Well, I will help talk to people this evening. Liquor makes for loose lips, yes. Maybe they will be more chatty. I will try to talk near the bars and such. So Atron's going to use a little time tonight to chat people up and gather some information, hopefully, on all these people that have died of heart conditions.
So what are you doing? Are you going to town to diplomatize or
Yes.
something?
Yes.
I will go to town.
Yep,
As
one
well.
last check.
I'm gonna go
It's
to
for
bed
me.
early because
We'll
I
all
don't want to
carouse.
get woken up in the middle of the night and be
Atron
tired.
rolled a 32, so that's pretty nice.
Alhara rolled a 16. She's
Me
talking to
too.
the drunk.
Oh, God.
I'm talking to the same drunk.
No, you're not
You're
supposed to
talking
drink
to each
it,
other.
too. Oh, no.
Brother, was that you?
I heard there's a rumor that there was
Oh, dear.
I thought you
cataflact.
I thought you said your name was Surreyed or something.
Oh, God.
I'm workshopping it.
Atron stays sober.
Okay. Oh my gosh, the meat here is pretty good though.
It is really good. We
I
should
put
buy
cinnamon
some.
in
Oh,
mine. It's like a it's like
cinnamide. That's the best kind.
Cinnamon. It sounds like an insect.
Oh no, is there a cinnamide
I
about?
have to be the straight person in this group in order to get the right info.
I'm walking along. I see in the mead.
32 is pretty good for me, too. That's a 17 on the die.
I
But it's
sent
really
you
good.
the rumors that you discover
Woohoo!
while your pals talk to each other in a drunken stupor and are helping not at all.
We're just like showing off in the bar.
Wait,
we're
can
making
Alhara get
friends.
drunk with the stone?
I think yes,
Yeah,
because
I
it's still
just-
being processed.
Well, I mean, I don't have to eat or drink, so I think it takes care of my basic nutritional needs.
Right. It doesn't like keep her from being.
So
you know,
it's smart enough
poisoned.
to know to give you basic nutrients.
Yeah.
But, oh, that's right. So if you drink something, it can still poison you or give you alcohol poisoning or make you drunk, I say.
Sure. Yeah.
Alright.
I can.
So,
I
does Atron know what the Life Root Stone is? Or do they tell them?
Yes, the Life Roof Stone is another Aeon Tower.
Okay, great. As for that last one, which I'll tell the group about once we're together, Atron would try to talk to the people that express that concern about Vandy, that Atron is someone that's trying to help look into that because Vandy is so concerned about it too. Just trying to kind of back up Vandy because they have that concern that he's like interested in all the death.
Okay.
So
You got his back, bro.
yeah, I'm sticking my neck out a bit, but I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'll wait till the morning to update the group, I guess.
Day 3. At night, you heard something.
Hmm?
You heard squirrels fighting on the roof.
Nice.
That was it. Sorry. You wake up, everything's
Oh.
fine. No, nothing happened at night. Another eventfulest night.
As we're kind of like gathering at breakfast and eating a bit.
Maybe it's a shy spooker. It can't
Let's
spook while we're
see.
here.
Let's see, the life fruit stone.
Someone stat up a shy spooker really quick.
Alright, so Atron would say, I did find last night while we were all out that people are talking about the life fruit stone, which is the tower southwest of Castinley. They are talking about its statues walking again, like in the old wars. So people do not go there right now. That does not seem related, but many were talking that Apavandi's riches are going to grow because of all the people dying, and they know it is unnatural how they are dying in their sleep for no good reason, even some young people. But I told them that, those that said this, that Mr. Vandy specifically has asked for our help because he is concerned about this. He does not wish to make profit on this. So, they know something's up. At least some people are talking about it, but nothing too conclusive. I think we go to this farm and do this check.
Yes.
All right.
Before we go, we look at the castle, the thing that holds the coffin downstairs. I do not remember the word.
The coffin holder.
Yes. So many words.
The
Cataflack?
cataflack?
Yes. Please.
First time in history that I can pronounce something and no one else can.
Cataflack.
Yeah, it's foreign even for me, so I'm sure for Otteron it's like...
Cataflack.
What is this weird word?
Feline-based insurance company. Don't worry about it.
Mhm.
Cataflack.
Cataflack?
Cataflack.
You go downstairs. There is the cataflack in its glory, completely empty, void of any body. What do you do?
Otteron will look for magic, strange runes, hex bags, witch bottles, blah blah blah.
Which bottles?
You find blah blah blah. Everyone who wishes to help with the blah 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 search.
Yeah, help.
Woohoo!
The yada 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 search.
I would
Give
definitely
me
like to find some...
a perception check.
You
I
know,
rolled a 10, 21.
21 perception.
23?
23 perception. Darius, 21. These are pretty crappy rolls. I see a
Mhm.
5.
Hey, I rolled
see
a
10. I see a 10. I'm just calling like I see him. Anyone else happen? Is that it? Hap, you helping? Or
I mean, I
Hap?
wouldn't mind rolling it.
Okay, well, go right
I'm a little
ahead.
slow on the draw with the button, but...
Okay.
Oh, there we go. I got a 5 for a 19 total.
Woo!
What about my pooch? That's
Sure.
That's the thing that he's good at is perception.
Okay, you do that.
He's like holding a cursed, like, Dark Hope book, like, it's this, obviously. And we're like, no, it's
He
not that.
he finds some ancient evil tome in his
Yeah.
mouth. He's like,
Well, he did the best of us, but 24 probably still ain't enough.
Yeah, good job. Let's go.
Yeah, he's got 3 points higher than me. He's got the
Nice.
highest perception of us. I'm looking. His is plus 17.
That's
got
amazing.
a nose for percepting.
I get it.
You look around the viewing parlor. This is the room where Vandy brings bodies of the deceased to lie in repose. Reviewing for the family, he goes on to explain in more detail that he allows viewings for 12 hours a day for up to 3 days so that he can, take care of town business and go to sleep and so forth. The 12 hours he often will adjust accordingly. If someone died in the morning or in the afternoon, he might adjust it so that they can view at night and so forth. But otherwise, he tries to keep to a strict schedule. You look around, and using your powers of deception, you find nothing. But your powers of deception suck.
I did not see anything curious or magical. Does anyone else?
No.
Okay, I think we go to this farm.
Well, sure. Make sure you come back. It is 8 miles away, and I presume that will probably take you at least a day there and a day back.
We'll go as quickly as we can.
8 miles?
Well, let's see. Overland speed, the fastest you can go, what do you have, 25 feet? So that's 20 miles per day. So, if you huff it, you can go there and come back. It's up to you.
I figure we could go there and maybe be back tomorrow or something.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, are you going to Matt and Cleve, or are you going to the farm?
Let's
or
go to the farm, but
Yeah,
if we
we're
don't
just
find
going
anything, we
farm
can
for
just
now.
go to the tower because it's around the area anyway.
It's like right there. I'd say the farm's probably a good place to start.
Yes.
Sure. And he marks it off in your map. And as you can see, the farm actually is closer. The farm is about 6 miles to the northeast. Matt and Cleve is 8 miles. The Wellspring Tower is much further. The Wellspring Tower is about a good 10, 12 miles to the northeast. So.
Okay. Well, so maybe we'll look at the farm, and we can catch a room in Matt and Cleve, and then go to the tower the next day if we need to.
Doesn't take that long, though.
Yeah, let's just wing it. Let's just see what happens.
Just wing it. We'll see what happens. Famous last words.
Oh my god.
Is there anything you wish to do before you head on the road?
Only one of us has actually had last word so far, and it wasn't Hap.
I think I have something to do. Let me confirm. Yes, I do. Once we get outside, Acheron's going to gesture towards the heavens and chant Hamishalet. And violet energy will come coruscating down from the heavens into Acheron's mouth as they cast False Life. Boom.
Sweet.
I'll give myself long stride. No, I don't want to do it. It's 8 hours. I don't want to do it now.
Okay.
Alright, I'm ready to rock. Give me those temporary hit point protections.
Mm-hmm.
Nom 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 nom.
Okay. Anything else before you leave the safe confines of Kerrick?
Nah, we'll bring breakfast.
Nope, I think I'm good.
So, like, the base of everyone moving 25 feet, we can go 20 miles a day. So even with slowpokes in the party, we could still get there, explore a bit, and come back. We just can't take forever if it's 10 miles away. But I think Darius and I are both faster than that and plenty strong to carry the others on our shoulders.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
I mean,
Really?
Riley's got a good speed. You wouldn't have to carry him.
Yep.
That's true.
Really? You're going to be pack mules?
Sure.
I'm just saying, we move fast enough. Like, Darius, what's your base speed not using?
My base speed using no quick move like
no
I have.
mountain stance or anything, just like regular walking around.
My regular walking around speed. Let me check. 40 feet.
Well, how
Wow.
much bulk is Hap and how much bulk is Acheron? Is what we have to ask.
We're both like 18 strength characters. We're fine.
Actually, 45 feet, not in mountain stance.
Jeez, wow. I'm only at 35 without special stuff. And at 35 feet, it's still 28 miles a day. So we can easily get there, explore a bit, and come back.
Yeah.
Well, it's 6 miles away, so I'm not too worried.
Oh, you guys are so funny.
What?
Oh, nothing.
There won't be anything there that a 10-minute rest.
Nothing
fix.
could possibly go wrong.
Boom.
You've been listening to Roll for Combat 3-Ring Adventure, a Pathfinder actual play podcast. If you have a question or comment for the show, please visit us at rollforcombat.com. You can also find us and play various games on our Discord channel at discord.rollforcombat.com. You've been listening to Roll for Combat. Until next week, if you run out of range of your party healer, it's your own damn fault and you deserve to die.